Good evening to all the dignitaries and the key speakers, as well as the resource persons from India, Nigeria, and South Africa. And you are welcome to the today's commemoration of this International, or we can say World Day of the what I say? Yes. So today's thing which I would like to start it now, social justice is concerned, World Day of the Social Justice. Before I could make Khalat and somebody else, let me say first the key speakers who are there for the international conference on the topic of the social justice vis-a-vis human rights. That means social justice in relation to human rights. And today, 20th February 2023, Monday, the Indian time is exactly 9 p.m. onwards that I told you. If this session is not covered in the 1 hour, then I can start the second session also with giving a break because it is be loaded at the hard disk. So now I am the convener. That's my name. Everybody knows that. Professor Dr. Mohammed Saheb Hussain. I am a professor of law in the School of Law, St. Augustine University of Tanzania, East Africa. Then we can have the resource person, Professor Dr. Anil Kumar Dixit, and he is from Uttaranchal University, Dehradun, India, and it is also one of the member in helping me to conduct this World Day of the Social Justice. Then from the Malawi, Professor Dr. S.B. Sharma sir is there, Vice Chancellor, Millennium University, Malawi, East Africa, and he is from also India. Then another key speaker would be there, Professor Dr. Lee Stone, Professor of Law, University of South Africa. She also adjunct professor in the St. Augustine University of Tanzania, as well as the University of Asmara, Eritrea. Then we do have the Manakam Madam Ji, the keynote speaker, Dr. P. Angaria Kanni, the principal, GTN Law College, Chennai, India. Then our Guruji is there, but because of various reasons, I don't know whether my Guruji will be participate or not, because his wife is, Mataji is suffering, and we pray for her early recovery, and it is our wish and a blessing also there. Because generally, dawa means medicine, dua means prayers, will treat the things if you believe in it. Professor Dr. Yashpal Singh sir is a national awardee of 2004 and in the Life 5. Next we can come to our retired judge, Honorable Judge R. Navamurthy sir, City Civil Court, Chennai, India. From there he retired from there. Then another is Mishmiwa Saspeter Masave Bulugu. He is the national chairperson, and it is a SMAUJATA. That is the acronym of the Tanzania, that he will also be one of the person, key speaker in the today's day of World Day of Social Justice. So this is a light introduction from our key speakers are concerned. Now I would like to ask you that who want to take the first part. Please tell me. Angara Kenya, you would like to speak first?
Yes.
Yes, now I can switch her to the Angara Kenya and the keynote speaker and P. Angara Kenya, Principal, JTN Law College, Chennai, that is there in the Dindigal, India. Yes, madam, do you want to use your video on?
No, sir.
You want to keep the video on, or you want to just speak audio? Yeah, Rohan Dixit, welcome to the today's session. Yes, you can continue it. Madam, you can.
Yes, sir. So, good evening to one. Okay, sir. Good evening to one and all. Today is a special day, World Day of Social Justice. I'm able to hear, sir. World Day of Social Justice. What does the term social justice means? Social justice is nothing but distribution of wealth, opportunities, and privileges to each and every human being, and especially in Western and Asian cultures, we see that individuals fulfill their societal roles and they receive the due from society. So according to UN, they say social justice is nothing but economic equality, political equality, social rights and opportunities equally for all. So here, the social workers aim to open the door of access of opportunities for everyone. It does not show inequality. Fairness should be there, particularly those who need in greatest time. So what is social justice? So Social Justice 2023 has some quotes about social justice and freedom. First, a view by author Frederick Douglass. He says that wherever justice is denied, wherever poverty is high, what will happen? The society will be put in an organized conspiracy and it will be degraded, and neither the person nor the property will be safe in the society. So, whether this social justice can be attained by violence? Never. Violence kills what it intends to create, in the words of Pope John Paul. So, what's the challenge of social justice? Can anyone say? It is just a sense of community that we need to make our nation a better place. So, we have to make our nation a safer place. So, when we make a nation a safer place, it will become a better place for people to live in. These are the words of Marian Wright Editor. So, this social justice, it starts from the background of World Summit for Social Development, which was held in Copenhagen, Denmark in 1995. And because of this declaration, around 100 political leaders, they made the conquest of poverty and full employment. They succeeded in it. And they have created a stable, safe, and full employment opportunity for all the people. And they have also put much efforts to bring center of development for their plans. So, what is social justice?
Angarakanya, we are getting the breaking voice.
Okay, sir. Now, sir, but
Yeah,
actually
now
I am in
it's
the
clear.
network facility. So, adequate health care. So, the importance of good health is the major matter. So, life and death depends upon health. So, society health system should be determined how they had to sacrifice and how they could take care of their health. So, for that, proper insurance plans, access to medication, and everything should be provided to all individuals, irrespective of any race, color, religion, etc. So, people should be protected from religion-based discrimination also. Whenever a person has been given a religious freedom, so religion forms a major central part or theme of a fundamental right. Many countries, it is pity to say, they have laws that discourage religious freedom, while others fails to encourage it, and social justice here wants to advocate all the religion to be safe, including a person's right not to follow any particular religion. So it also protects people from sexual discrimination. It protects people from equality between genders, that is girls and women. For the weaker section people, they should be protected from gender inequality. And it also wants to produce, or it also wants to fill up the gaps between the poor and rich. Always we see there is a big gap between the rich and the poor. And the fact that some people struggle to buy enough food, and some people, they buy millions of dollars. This is not fair. Equality does not mean that everyone is rich, and it means everyone, every human being has the right to meet the basic needs of life without being afraid that the social justice should be provided to everyone without economic stability. Above all, the basic thing which will make a good social justice system is a good education. Good education to all the people, irrespective of poverty. Irrespective of poverty, everyone should be given with basic education. So the basic education and higher education fulfill all the dreams. So adequate education simply doesn't mean just giving basic education. It should be given to all the people, irrespective of the nation. This protects the people from also social justice. We will know when people get told that they're just from the job in favor of someone and get treated with this disrespect with their daily lives. So racism should also be discrimination. So it is hard for people. So make sure that people of every race must have well and equal opportunity in all aspects. So what is the background of this day, World Justice Day? It was started by Copenhagen Declaration
Excuse me, Angara Hinya. Keep your gadget very close. I am getting the breaking voice.
Annual Day of Social Justice. It is first in the year 2009. So what is the main aim of this Social Justice Day? It is to raise awareness in social justice and to bring together all the diverse communities in the world to eradicate the poverty, gender, physical discrimination, illiteracy, and religious discrimination. And by that, social justice is obtained for all the people, irrespective of their gender, age, color, barriers, etc. So what is the theme of this year, 2023? Overcoming barriers and unleashing opportunities for social justice. So what is it this agenda says? To promote international cooperation and to restore public confidence in the government. So as a result of this, all the people join together to celebrate the World Day of Social Justice, that is states, young people, social partners, civil society, organization, UN agencies, and all these people want to strengthen the social contact and they want to eradicate the social inequality, armed conflicts, and also to protect the workers from the weaker institutions. Besides this, the social justice aims to promote equality for all the people in all senses, and the need of today is a global coalition for social justice. This is a great need, dire need. We very well know poverty and inequalities are faced by many countries in many parts of the world. What is the reason for this poverty and other things? The economic crisis, social crisis. And we very well know the COVID-19 has put us into a dark pitch, pandemic, natural disaster, and also climate changes, geographical tensions. All those things have led the social justice into a great pitch. Social justice main function is to reduce poverty, inequality, and social tension. So the vital role which should be played for achieving social justice is attaining more inclusive and sustainable socio-economic development in all countries for reaching the sustainable development goals across regions, areas, and also depending on the policies, public policies. So this is about the social justice, and I wish you all the people, I wish all the individuals, it should be a social day must be followed and every individual must be given equality in all aspects. Okay, then what is the reason for this social justice? Why it is important? Because it is connected with the human rights and it is an essential part. It is a vital part which deals with concept of fairness within the society. Thank you, sir.
Yes, thank you very much, Angaria Kanyim, the principal of the college, and you covered the 5 principles of the social justice, as we made it very much clear: access to the point, employment, education, without any discrimination to the caste, creed, color, born, and other aspects also that you covered it well and good, Angara Kenya. That now I will request any other person who's the
Thank you,
wants to
sir.
speak. Lee Stone, do you want to? Lee Stone, are you there?
I can speak now if you'd like me to.
Yes, please continue it, Lee Stone. Okay, let me introduce the Lee Stone once again. Lee Stone is the professor of law in the UNISA, that is the University of South Africa. She's also an adjunct professor in the St. Augustine University of Tanzania, and also the adjunct professor in the University of Asmara, Eritrea. Now I can switch on to the Lee Stone. Please continue it.
Thank you. My presentation is a little bit more condensed. I'm going to only focus on how we are going to achieve social justice. So my approach then is to look at it from a philosophical perspective. So my point of departure is the words of John Murungi, a Kenyan philosopher who makes the provocative statement that one does not colonize others innocently. So I'm using colonization and decolonization as the framework of my approach to achieving social justice. So John Murungi says that colonization has two victims. That is, the colonized as well as the colonizer. And he goes on to state that the right to be human is subverted, both for the colonized and the colonizer. And harm is then caused to the colonized as well as the colonizer. And what was then created through colonialism was a social system, a deeply imbalanced, unjust social system that has become deeply entrenched. The result of this entrenched social constructed system is a situation where many of us, even today, think that we are the reason for our lower social status because we do not comprehend the damage that colonization has caused. And so we are damaged individuals. And so I then want to quote also Frantz Fanon in his book, The Wretched of the Earth, where he says, for colonialism's systematic negation of the other person and a furious determination to deny the other person all attributes of humanity, the dominated inevitably and constantly ask themselves, who am I? So the oppressors are not innocent. The oppressors also end up asking, who am I? And therefore, because of colonization, the very humanity of each and every one of us is implicated. And therefore, we also need to implicate our humanity in the process of decolonization. Because when colonialism violates the dignity of any one of us, it violates the dignity of all of us. And so what resulted from colonialism is the acquisition of an impaired cultural identity. And in the book, The Psychology of Radical Social Change, by Roxane de la Sablonnière and others, They explain that a clear cultural identity is critical for the full well-being of each and every member of the group, because it provides each member of the group with a template for successfully navigating the social environment in order for us to get along and get ahead. Long-term goals can be prioritized if we understand our cultural identity, and we will then be able to more easily implement the goals that we set for ourselves and for society. So motivating this approach that I've adopted for decolonizing society to achieve social justice is the statement by Lee Patel, who states that the pervasiveness of coloniality implicates everyone through its ongoing structure of people in relation to land and in relation to their well-being. So this calls upon each and every one of us to instill our identity and to counter the legacies of coloniality that continue to cause oppression, marginalization, and social injustice. What is urgently required is the decolonization of our law, which will ensure the decolonization of society. So to decolonize, we need to remove the harm that has been done by colonialism, because none of us are unaffected by colonialism, and therefore all of us need to join together to ensure that we can systematically decolonize ourselves and society. Because as human beings, our human dignity is indivisible. So framing Murungi's perspective is the knowledge that the life of law is not only a central feature of life, but a mirror of life in general. So John Murungi puts it at its most quintessential. He says, at stake in the decolonization of law is the decolonization of every individual. Because every legal theory is an anthropology. It is a statement on how a human being is to be construed. It is a statement on what it means to be a human being. And law is only superficially understood if it is viewed as nothing more than a special type of rule. When understood as a statement or an expression of what it means to be a human being, then decolonization in turn calls for the decolonization of the human being. So in practical terms, given the close nexus between the law and the life we lead, how we perceive the law must be informed by our cultural identity as human beings. And so to rebuild and reclaim our destroyed cultural identity, Murungi proposes a pedagogy of liberation. And Murungi relies to a large extent on literature. From an African perspective, we have a lot of literature that is motivational and will assist us in achieving decolonization and therefore social justice. I like to quote Tsitsi Dangarembga, the Zimbabwean author, in her book Nervous Conditions, where she makes a clear articulation of the impact of colonization, where she states, when an original culture is superimposed with a colonial culture, it produces a painful nervous condition of ambivalence, uncertainty, a blurring of cultural boundaries, inside and outside, and otherness within. Similarly, Ngugi wa Thiong'o is an appropriate resource because wa Thiong'o maintains that it is important for humans to decolonize themselves in order for them to assume agency during their social existence. Similarly, when Chinua Achebe in Things Fall Apart said that among the Igbo of Nigeria, proverbs are the palm wine oil with which words are eaten, he was not only speaking about the Igbos of Nigeria, he was actually speaking about most people, because proverbs usually give traction to what is truly thought-provoking and about what truly matters in life. What really matters in life is that every single person lives a life of dignity and purpose. So reclaiming our social identity is arguably the best method to end the relentless conflicts across the globe and therefore to bring to the fore a more just and equitable society where we care for each other as human beings of equal worth and value. So I'm hoping that this is a method that we can use going forward to achieve real social justice. Thank you.
Yes, Professor Stonley, that you have quoted the several authors' quotations, and including the Zambian a lady also, that what she wrote, colonization, it also make the culture to be spoiled over there. And to retain the culture, again, decolonization is must. And the identity of the Africans should be maintained. And very nicely they elaborated by quotations of the various authors, including the colonization impact on the culture, on the people, and the society, and how the social injustice would be prevail. So I'm very much thankful to the Professor Lee for her a beautiful presentation. She made it. Now I would like to see that who is going to make the next presentation. Is there a retired judge or Narayana Murthy sir? Are you present? Murthy sir, Navamurthy sir, are you ready? Please give me the answer. Dikshit, are you ready?
Yes, I am ready, sir.
Yes, please continue, Dikshit. So Dikshit is a resource person, Professor Dr. Anil Kumar Dikshit. He's from the Uttaranchal University, Dehradun, India. Karibu Sana, welcome to our today deliberation on the World Day of the Social Justice.
Thank you, Professor Mohammed Saheb and all the delegates. Mohammed Saheb, I want to tell you that one of the delegates from Nepal is also present. He has also joined.
Yes, I saw him. Pankaj.
Yes. So if there is a time, I request you to also give him a time so that he can also deliver his
Definitely.
From Nepal, and he is also working as a teacher and very enthusiastic. I am thankful to each and every member of this conference, which we can say that I am audible and visible or not, sir?
Yeah, audible.
Okay. I quote when I talked about this social justice, when I say that as long as poverty, which Nelson Mandela had said, as long as poverty, injustice, and gross inequality persist in our world, none of us can truly rest. This is the quote which Professor the Nelson Mandela, one of the person who has sacrificed, who has worked a lot for our social justice, not only social justice, but also for the humanity also. I am also thankful to the United Nations because of that United Nations declaration on 26 November 2007 that they have declared this February 20th to be celebrated as a day of social justice every year. The United Nations recognizes 6 main areas on which this social justice is significant. One is poverty, which the second one is exclusion. When we talk about the third area, that is the gender inequality. Then the fourth one is the unemployment. The fifth one is the human right. And the last sixth one is the social protection. So these are the areas that the whole world, which Professor Lee and Angikara, both of them has focused these things, that the poverty, exclusion, gender inequality, unemployment, human rights, and social protection. These are the areas which today we should take oath that we should work on these things, these areas, because the United Nations also found that these are the areas where there is discrimination, injustice. So today we should take a pledge. Now, how we can understand the social justice? Whenever we talk about the understanding the meaning of the social justice, that distribution of wealth, opportunity, privileges within the society. So, which Lee has also said that wealth doesn't mean, the basic thing is how the thing is being distributed. Every person has got the right. It doesn't mean that if one of the person is weak, he is unable to earn. This doesn't mean that he is bound to suffer those things which are very much needful to the society. When we talk about the justice, in my opinion, there are 4 types of justice. One is the distributive. When we say that the distributive, it gives benefit and resource fairly to the society to reduce social injustice. Fair share. Social justice, when we talk about that distributive, that there should be a fair share. And the benefit and resources should be fairly distributed in the society so that the social injustice can be reduced. The second one is the procedural. When we talk about the procedural, it means that the decisions which are being made, those decisions must be fairly made following the rule of law, not the rule of man. So all the decisions which are being made by any of the authority, any of the power, those decisions must be made fairly and should be followed the rule of law. When we talk about the third type of justice, retributive. That retributive, when we say that every people in the world, every people in the society, every people in the nation, city, district, people deserve to be treated in the same way that they treat others. When we raise one finger to another person, we should realize that 3 fingers are being, when we say that this finger towards you, we should realize that these are the 3 fingers which are raising myself also. So this retributive type of justice says that people deserve to be treated in the same way that they are being treated others. Then restorative. When we talk about this restorative,
I beg your pardon, Anil. Still 5 minutes are left. If you want to continue, you can continue it. At any time, it will stop it. Later, I can start the second session. You continue till.
Okay, I will conclude. In the meantime only.
Okay, okay.
The restorative means that we should consider how best to prevent harm and conflict. This is very much important, that how we can protect, and we should focus on the victim and harm that has been done. We should consider how best to prevent the harm and the conflict. You just see what is going on in today's scenario. What is happening between Ukraine and Russia? Two of the people, those local people who have been. So this is also that one of the, when we talk restorative types of justice, we say that we should consider that how best to prevent the harm and the conflict. Today we should focus not only these are the things, we should also focus on the employees. Every organization, we should ensure that the employees and organizations are providing fair treatment to all the employees. And one of the elements which social justice such as the gender are being considered and valued. We should teach, as a teacher, here many of us are teachers, we should teach this day the link between social justice and privileges. Social justice applies in many areas of life, not only in career. What is going on with respect to the children? Helping to support. Today we should take the pledge that we should try to help to support hope of the children. Hope of the children in ensuring that all children have a healthy and happy childhood. We should take the oath how we can achieve our 2023 goals. While achieving our 2023 goals, we should consider all these areas, 6 areas which we have discussed for the society, that is the poverty, exclusion, gender inequality, unemployment, human rights, social protection. Since the time is very much running, I am thankful to each and every member for listening me in this. Wish you all a very happy World Day of Social Justice. We hope that today by this conference, I am very much thankful to Professor Hussain sir, who has given me that opportunity and time to give my views. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much, Dikshit. At any time, the Cisco WebEx may stop it and we will resume it as soon as. And I will very much thankful to the retired judge. He is very much impatiently waiting over there. Then I would like to say hello to the Frederick also. Sir, can you introduce yourself, Frederick? Frederick, sir, because I saw you, yes, introduce yourself, sir.
Thank you very much, Prof. I am Frederick Kwamba, working in the Ministry of Natural Resources and Tourism in Tanzania, based in Dodoma.
Karibu sana for our thing, and if you want to speak, I can give you the chance in the second session, because 2 or 3 speakers are there, those who are going to finish it later on. I will come at any time. The Cisco WebEx may stop it. Again, we can resume in the second session the other speakers, those who are there. Of course, it is still...
Thank you, Prof. Thank you, Prof. But I'll just be listening.
Yeah. Now.
All right, thank you.
I believe that it can stop now, because already I got the indication that it is going to stop it. And be ready speakers, those who want to speak it. Balubag, are you present there? Balugu, sorry. Masale Balugu.
Yes, we.
Yeah, you are welcome to the second session of this today program. That is the World Day of the Social Justice. And Karibu Sana, welcome to the second session. And as I said that I will give the chance to the people because in our hand at least 50 minutes are there. Now I will request our Judge Sir. Are you ready, Judge Sir? I could not see the Judge Sir on the screen. Bulugu, are you ready? I could not see the even...
Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Bulugu.
Yes, good
Yes,
evening,
Hospital Masave Bulugu, introduce yourself once again.
I think everyone is hearing me there. Hello?
Yes, we are hearing you. Proceed.
Okay. Good evening, all my fellow presenters. My name is Sospita Mosewe Bulugu, the National Chairperson for Smaujata, which is the campaign to end violence, cruelty, and the visions of human rights in the society. And this campaign is scrutinized and synchronized by patriotic Tanzanians who are openly disgusted with all actions against human rights. So I'm very happy now to join you with our day Social Justice Day. And world justice, on the other hand, is plainly defined fair and pros. Also, access to justice is a right which emanates from human rights standards that require equality for all before the law. The right to be treated fairly by any access to justice is an integral component of the rule of a component of the United Republic of Tanzania declares that all persons are equal before the law. This article of Constitution is similar to Article 14 of the International Convention on Civil and Political Rights. The concept of the right to access to justice simply means that the justice machinery is easy and accessible by all without any encumbrances. Access to justice can simply mean the ability of citizens to use the justice system in order to obtain solutions to their problems and settle disputes. Civil society organizations, for example, in Tanzania, play an important role in enhancing demand for access information, service provision, advocating for accountability, human rights, and good governance.
We are not hearing you.
So there are a number of right demonstrations that I will go direct to the some of the right to health, the right to social security, and the right to, as well as the right to clean and safe water. As we know, the best good weapon which will make us to reach the social justice we require is the better education. So the right to education, as education is a backbone of all sectors economy. More so for third world countries like Tanzania, it is an essential at creating competitive workforce in a bid to build and improve the economy. this makes social rights in the third world countries, for example, Tanzania, as it is an important tool in the promotion of human rights apart from being a right in itself. It lays the foundation of meaningful enjoyment of other rights, such as the right to work and the right to take part in public affairs, enabling citizens to increase their chances of employment and opportunities evaluation and make informed decision when it comes to take part in public affairs. So the United Committee on Economic, Social, and Cultural Rights has provided 4 basic features of right to which ability, acceptability, and adaptability, and they are institutions and the programs have to be available in sufficient quantity. This will help the children to access for the right for education. The institution requires building sanitation facilities for safe drinking water, train teachers and the teaching materials, which will create a good and conducive environment for learning process. So when we talk on accessibility, education institution programs have to be accessible to everyone without discrimination. This requirement has a requirement which are non-discrimination, meaning that it must be accessible to all includable groups. For example, physical accessibility, meaning it has to be within safe physical reach in terms of attendance at some reasonably convenient geographic location, or via modern technology, example, distance learning. And economic accessibility, meaning it has to be accessible to all. But on the feature of acceptability, the form and the substance of education, including curricula and the teaching methods, have to be accessible or relevant to cultural, appropriate, and the good quality. So this should be acceptable to students and in appropriate cases, parents. But this is subject to provision of Article 13 of the ICESCR. Adaptability as another feature of writing is to adapt to the need of changing society and the community and respond to need of students with their diverse social and cultural setting. So, with right to education as a weapon to have the society with the consideration to social justice we are talking here. I can say that the state should take all measures to make that it is providing the good education as mentioned with those features. But also there is another one which is right to safe and clean water. Availability of clean water we depend water on our own survival and development. Clean and safe water is a vital component of human life, as it is a fact that more than 50% of human body is made up of water. Also, economically, water is very agricultural and industrial sectors. The right of everyone to sufficient, safe and acceptable physical, accessible and affordable water for personal and domestic use. It is linked to right of health, right to food and the right to adequate standard of living, and it contains the element of availability, quality and accessibility. but also concerning to the another right to health. The health is a human right, fundamental in realizing other rights, including the right to life. This right is dependent on the socioeconomic right, such as right to food, housing, water, and the environment, as contained in different international and regional human rights instruments. States have a duty to achieve full realization of this right, which includes reduction of civil reduction of infant mortality, and ensuring healthy development of a child. Improvement of all aspects of environment and industrial hygiene, prevention, treatment, and the control of disease, and they assure medical attention in the event of sickness. So health as a human right under international human rights law can be traced back to the United Nations Conference in 1945, after which the World Health Organization, WHO, recognized this right in the preamble of its constitution upon its establishment a year after. This
Bulugu,
of
there is a lot of
in
disturbance
international
will be there.
human rights instruments. So there are parameters.
Your voice is breaking.
Okay.
Wind up.
So
Your voice is breaking.
Okay.
Wind up. Try to finish out.
okay, thank you.
Bulugu, your voice is breaking because you have to sit in a good place where the signals are strong. Now
So
you can wind up.
right to education, water, health.
Yeah, we could not hear you. Try to wind up. Bulugu, try to wind up. Yes, because, yeah. Anyway, the Bulugu, because of
Can you
this,
hear
a lot
me?
of disturbance would be there because we could see the break of your voice. But anyway, that you covered the many aspects of it, right to education, clean water, and the human rights violations are there. And you dealt it very nicely. And I would like to see the people, those who are there on the line, but I could not see other people. But I can cue the Pankaj Kumar. Are you ready? Yeah, Professor Jetling Elisa, I will give the chance to you if you stay there. Welcome.
Yeah.
Are you ready,
Yes,
Pankaj
please,
Kumar? But, yes, now you can switch
Yes,
on.
sir.
You can on your video, you can
Yes,
on
sir.
your audio also, both.
Yes, I'm ready. I'm ready. So, shall
Proceed.
I start? Okay. Warm namaste from Nepal to everyone. I'm
Use your video also if you want.
Yes, sir. I will use it. Okay. Namaste to everyone. Thank you for listening. And first of all, my guru, Dr. Anil Kumar Dikshit sir, who is from Uttaranchal University and who gave me this opportunity to share a few injustices around us in this global platform of Global Justice Day. My topic would be justification of to injustice. Recognizing the role of intermediaries in the distribution social justice chain, where the intermediaries, I mean, are the teachers, number one, parents, number two, friends, number three, and everybody around them whom people know and whom an individual who is sprouting in this educational symbiotic environment of the world, in this symbiotic in the symbiotic environment of the world. So I will discuss in brief the case of Sean. There was a boy whose father got abducted during the national revolution movement in the Nepal. And Sushil Koirala, first Prime Minister of the Constitution after it was implemented, he played a very vital role in taking the case over. And then United Nations was there, and his father again got abducted, and the boy called Sean, he also got abducted. And then for 4 years he suffered a lot, and in 2010 he went to a university in India called Symbiosis International University, where he studied his master degree. And he was again there. Few boys tortured that guy a lot in that university. As a result, that boy came back to Nepal, and then he started his own parents' business, and he brought it to a next level and to an international level. But however, the challenge was in front of him was how to come back and play his roles amongst the intermediaries who have done the injustice. The boy, he just walked and walked and walked and walked and walked and reached to the point. So it's about attacks. And when we talk about justice, we talk about IT, we talk about message, we talk about information management and distribution of information management amongst the intermediaries, who all of them are connected in the same environment of internet and ICT technology. Now, the experience went, it's like when today's modern youth, when they are disturbed and a lot of injustice is there, then they react as a tree. The reactions, they built up a kind of tree from the surface of the attack, from where the psychology has been damaged by the political environments, natural and social environments, which needs a revolution. And it is a call for a revolution, which brings me here, connected with Dr. Professor Anil Kumar Dikshit and this entire revered dignitaries over here from representing my institution, Banki Shiksha International School now. Recently, Dr. Sunil Dattatri Kulkarni from India came, and he helped us a lot. And then now we have come to a point where public has realized their mistakes. And the kind of attack, I tell you, is another example. The brother of that Sean, he had many lands, and he sold out that small land in 50 crores. They had many lands, but a small land which was sold at 50 crores, and none of the cash that owners got after selling, and the process was done everything legally. So how does it sound to you? This is the case of my country, where these kind of things are still there, which has homed the brains of the youth who were engaged in the comrade movement of Maoist and United Nations. They came and they embraced us, and now we can see tourists around us, because people still think that the Nepal is same, but it is not at all, because the intermediaries, social workers, are the justice makers. And a person need not to go to court all the time. If the person is working on the disciplines, on the principles, then nobody can beat him. And people like you, people like these kind of international people, they surround like anything to give inputs to a person like me as a teacher, to guide a person like Sean to overcome such kind of psychological trauma. That boy again had a problem with his sister, who was found having private moments with boyfriend. And then what did Sean do? He married in his own heritage, like the surnames. And then the girl got married in India. Now she's fine with her family. And then that boy who tried these messaging systems, and I say, oh, I'm feeling alone. Can we meet? And then things goes wrong. This is the problem of the youth, and those youths are connected to my social networks. I have 4 profiles on Facebook. So I was doing a research on parallelism and environment, and
Pankaj, try to wind up. Pankaj, excuse me, try to wind up.
Okay, sir. Thank you. I will now sum up today's conference because I've been listening, watching on different slides. Hope this case of Sean, which I have introduced in front of this, and maybe next 20th of February, I will be presenting my own slides, which will be purely based on this case and then a few bits of points. I would like to thank you for giving me this opportunity to share this case and how does it sound to this public. And to create new laws. Conventions are needed, and new conventions are created when problems become very we have to unroot the problems by creating new conventions, which is, and that's where technology changes, innovations happen. So we are facing some problems with these online connectivity during pandemic once people came in, but still there are some flaws here. Again, it will be recovered by a newer technology which will come across, and that will be the justice to the society to augment them. The people, we are, technology is to augment, not to misuse. That's my say. So we all should respect all the disciplines taught to us through our childhood from parents, from all teachers who belong to various religion, caste, color, sex, and ethnic backgrounds. Okay, I would end up with a mantra. Shahana bhavatu sahano bhunakta saviryam karvavahe tejasvina vaditam astu ma vidvishavahe. This mantra means great namaste to all of the people, teachers, mentors, guides in this world. Thank you, sir. Thank you for letting me.
Thank you very much, Pankaj Kumar Pathak ji, that you narrated the very nicely the live examples with the how the human rights violations are there and how it could be undertaken. Now I saw my Guruji is present. Professor Dr. Yashpal Singh sir is very much present because of various other reasons also, and he take the part. Professor, you take just 5 minutes enough to us, but your blessings are very blessing to us. Yes, my Guru, Professor Dr. Yashpal Singh, welcome to the today's session on the World Day of the Social Justice.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mohammed Hussain Saheb, professor in Tanzania. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, audible, but you are not that much visible because I could see that your background light is there. Yeah, now it is visible. Yes, now it is visible. Both audible and visible.
Okay, sir. Okay. Now I'm visible and audible?
Yeah, both.
Okay. Right now I am in Haridwar. And I must congratulate all of you, including my mentor, Mohammed Hussain Saheb, Professor of Law in Tanzania, St. Augustine University in Tanzania, and all the participants. And right now, I just listening. The deliberation has been conveyed by Mr. Pankaj Kumar Pathak. So, Pankaj, congratulations to you. That very nice presentation you have made it. And I'm not so long in association of Professor Mohammed Hussain Saheb. It was only the month of November that we meet in one conference in Hyderabad. So, I was invited there for delivering the keynote speaker, and sir also was. And after that, back to back, so many conferences we make it. So the all thanks and kind of the gratitude to Mohammed Hussain Saheb. Professor Dixit also, I know he from Dehradun, and right now I am in Haridwar. So this is one kind of the things which remember me, all kind of the bonding and all kind of the hard work, the dedicated work the Mohammed Saheb is doing. As far as today's topic is for the social justice or human right, this is basically what it is we are saying. money does not make a difference as far as we are a human being. It is only that we make the differentiation that who would have more money will be respected, will be live life as he is the special creature created by the God. But basically, what if we see it today? I've been for a moment to there is one big special organization in Haridwar named as Shanti Kunj. Perhaps you have heard about it, the Indian person who are just on the dais or who was listening. And this is only due to that they know about this organization, that is, Shanti Kunj. So there was one board in written in Hindi that Bhatka Hua Devta, some goddess Shiva, that Vishnu and other picture was there, and there was only mirror that was written on that top of the mirror, that Bhatka Hua Devta. So what had been written over there, it is basically the person who will just stand about to reading this thing, and he will see his own photograph. And the line in the English narrate there, it has been written there beautifully, that who is the greatest creature in this world, that is a human being, and that is the same person who is just on the mirror. My deliberation, I'm not a man of justice or law or legality, but as far as my some dedication towards the specialization, all are equal, we all are equal, and human right should be observed and should be maintained, and everybody have the right to live a very healthy and wealthy life. And I do not have the word to make the gratitude of Professor Mohammed Hussain Saheb and Dixit sir, and the person who perhaps knows me. Maybe I don't know the Vice Chancellor from Mr. S.B. Sharma. Professor S.B. Sharma is there or not. He is from Millennium University in South Africa. And many more here, because I could not say the all participants. But thing is that whoever I'm having the interaction, first of all, I say thanks to you, because since last 1 week I was in bit depression, never speak anything to anybody due to my family problem. My wife is hospitalized, got the operation, successful operation, and all duas and blessings and continue remembrance and God, Khuda, Allah, whatever in the form of it is. And I'm really indebted by the dua had performed for my wife who got operated. And today it's only the grace of that dua and all blessings. Today there was 15 to 20% improvement in the health of my wife, and I really thankful to all of you. Last but not least, हम मिलेंगे आपको अच्छे नोट पे मिलेंगे, और बहुत आप लोगों से सारी कॉन्फ्रेंस भी सुनेंगे. अभी तो मैं थोड़ा सा परेशान हूँ और आप लोग मेरे साथ हैं और मैं अपनी बात आपसे इंटरेक्शन करता हूँ, इसके लिए मैं आपका तहे दिल से शुक्रिया करता हूँ. और मोहम्मद साहब की तो तारीफ करना समुद्र को, जैसे सूरज को एक दीपक दिखा के, मैं उनकी तारीफ के लायक ही नहीं हूँ. इतना जीनून ह्यूमन बीइंग, साफ समंदर पार होके भी वो दिन रात मेरे से उन्होंने पूछा कैसे हो, किस हाल में हो और कैसी हालत है आपकी वाइफ की. तो रियली आई सैल्यूट हिम. एंड ये जो एहसान आप लोगों ने मेरे ऊपर किया, वो एक मुझे बचपन में एक गाना सुना था, एहसान मेरे दिल पे तुम्हारा है दोस्तों, ये दिल तुम्हारे प्यार का मारा है दोस्तों. इन्हीं शब्दों के साथ हम यही सभी सारे पार्टिसिपेंट जुड़े हुए हैं, यही कहेंगे कि भाई आप खुश रहें. जो दूसरे इंसान हैं जिनको सोशल जस्टिस या ह्यूमन राइट नहीं मिला, उनके लिए आप जितना प्रयास कर सकते हैं उतना प्रयास करें, क्योंकि ये जो एहसान है ये इंसान एक इंसान के ऊपर करता है. और ये जो सोशल जस्टिस और ह्यूमन राइट की बात होती है, ये तो एक इंसान के लिए करता है, क्योंकि वो खुद भी एक इंसान है और नेक इंसान, और जो हमारा ये परमात्मा का ज्ञान होता है, जिसको खुदा का हम थोड़ा सा वो करते हैं कि भाई ब्लेसिंग्स है खुदा की, या खुदा का कुछ हमारे ऊपर इतना आशीर्वाद है, कृपा है, तो ये सब आप लोग और हम सभी लोग इनको हमें करना चाहिए. और ह्यूमन राइट इज वन ऑफ द थिंग्स दैट this is our moral duty also, because soil are one. It does not bind it with some boundary of the country or territory of any country. It is boundless, and the affectionate towards the humanity. This is to protect it and to maintain it through legality, through legal system, through cooperation, through helping. These all kind of the things that we can make it. So thank you so much to inviting me, and thank you. Except thanks, I don't have anything today to deliver it. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot, sir.
Today's session is became a successful because of the blessing of the Professor Dr. Yashpal Singh's presence would be there. I was thinking that I could miss him in the beginning also, that I made in the first session, because he has undergone the surgery Mataji, and we should pray him. Dawa and dua both are important for the treatment of the human being. That is the thing which I would like to make it out. Then I saw...
Yes, sir, Hussain sir. You also told about this. Professor Yashpal sir, Hussain sir also told me also about the this operation of your wife, and we all prayed. We still pray that the operation that has been got successful. We pray that the wife get quick recovery.
Yes, we want to be... Mataji, she's so powerful, as we met earlier, and she should be more powerful than progressively. Geometrical progression growth should be there. That is our dua, and that is our prayer also. Yes, now I can move on to the, because just now I saw the...
काम आया, और आपकी प्रेयर है वो भी बहुत प्रेयर भी बहुत यूजफुल रही. और कल इतना हताश होके मैं यहाँ एक्चुअली अभी मैं UKPCS में आया हुआ हूँ, आपके पड़ोस में हरिद्वार, क्योंकि यहाँ का एक्सपर्ट हूँ, तो ये बुलाते रहते हैं. और मैं कल बड़ा मायूस होके दिल्ली से निकला था कि अब तो पता नहीं, शायद बहुत गलत सोच के भी निकला था.
No sir, because अच्छे लोगों के साथ अच्छा ही होता है. A good deeds definitely protect us. Yes sir, we are very delightful and we are happy. Yes sir. So if I proceeded, but I could not see the Jetlingallo sir who was present before. But if any person wants to speak, because I could not see the Frederick also, I told them that I will give the chance in the second session. And any person that would like to make it out chance, please, you can unmute and introduce yourself, then you can deliver it. Those who did not speak. Like I saw the Jacqueline S. Chawla is there, Mariam Tabit is there, Matra Morris, Manyama is there, Pascala Joseph is there, Petrom Rambo is there, Sarah Joseph. Any one of them? If none of them is not there, then my turn will come. Yes, Mariam Haruna Bhavana, you would like to speak, please. On your microphone, then you speak. And this is the Murtala Haruna Bhavana. He is from Nigeria, and he is a doctorate in the public health. And I can switch out to the Matra Morris. That Murtala Haruna Bhavana.
Okay. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. I would like to mention some few things concerning the World Day of Social Justice, which is today, the 20th of February, 2023. Actually, this year's theme of overcoming barriers and unleashing opportunities for social justice roughly capture the present situation, what is happening globally, due to the increase in poverty and inequalities within countries and among countries of the world. the recent, this is attributed to the consequences of COVID-19 pandemic and the natural disasters due to the accelerating climatic changes and geopolitical changes all over the world. Recently, we can look at what has happened in Turkey as part of this climatic and geopolitical changes that has taken place globally. I would like just to mention some few things concerning the social justice to talk about social inclusion. Social inclusion is the need to include the disadvantaged group of people that were excluded. So social inclusion goes hand in hand with social exclusion. Due to the social exclusion of a certain group of people that are lower levels in the social strata of the society, so due to poverty and deprivation, there's need to involve them to include them so that they can have the advantage of period. Well, I made some few suggestions on the way to to make this social inclusion possible or more effective in the globally. Number one, I mentioned that is a reduction in the incidence of jobless families in the world will reduce this social inequality and bring some level of social inclusion. And also significant reduction in the proportion of the working age populations that needs to rely heavily on income support, and also stronger communities that generate more opportunities for social and economic participation, and also developing a national action plan for social inclusion by all governments globally. I believe with these few innovations, if it's implemented, will bring some level of social inclusion in the global world, and also reduce the social exclusion. These are a few things I would like to talk about on this year's Social Justice Day. Thank you very much, sir.
Yes, thank you, our friend, that you made your little deliberation very nicely. I would like to see that if any other person would be present over there, those who wants to speak, because I could say that Dr. Maulana yet is present from the Open University of Tanzania. Could you express a few words? If not, I will take my turn. Yes, Pankaj Kumar, because my turn, I can give the chance.
Thank you.
There.
Yes, sir, please
Let me take my own turn today. I would like to speak. Maulana, do you want to speak?
Thank you so much, Professor Mohammed, for actually inviting me.
You can on your video also if you want.
Okay,
the signals
I
are
have
strong.
with my video.
Do you want me to elaborate? Excuse me, sir. Do you want? Yes, I am available. Still, I am available.
Pankaj, my turn is there. My turn is there. Then I can give the chance to you.
Okay, yes. Sure.
Let me say a few things regarding myself because I did not spoke at all. So I would like to share some of the views later on. I will give the Pankaj to say something. Yes, what I want to say, which I shared there on the screen also, I think that you could see my screen. Is it or not? An Italian Catholic priest, Luigi Taparelli, coined the term social justice. And social justice means providing the equal opportunity or equal treatment in social, political, and economic spheres plus rights. The synonym of the social justice are fairness, equality, equity, fair play, fair shake, justness, equitableness, and social justice. Antonyms are unfairness, bias, inequality, injustice, discrimination, partiality, and favoritism, wrong, madness, and deception, lying. So many of our today's speakers have given the elaborate view regarding the social justice is concerned, and it will not see the caste, religion, language, etc. And social justice promotes the fairness. Then the world social justice gleams on an inspiration of the hope, are a torchbearer for the hope, and lightening the path towards an impartial and equitable world for all. The world of today, social justice is to reflect the importance of the treating all people with the dignity and respect, and commit ourselves to creating the world where everybody can live, satisfy the life. So without making the much elaboration, because already they made it, it is done by the 207 United Nations General Assembly, and recognize the need for the International Day dedicated to the social justice. And there are various forms of the social justice are there. And one of my speaker given the this year theme also, he elaborated this year theme. And here the themes of the different places are given here, and which I mentioned: the decent work, preventing the conflict and sustaining the peace through the decent work. The theme of the 2023 also given, and each year it will be given a different theme would be there. So social justice also means addressing the issues of the race and the ethnicity, and ensuring that everyone is treated fairly with respect regardless of their race, ethnicity, caste, creed, color, language, or culture. And I say, even you can see that no discrimination against the LGBTQ. That means the acronym is LGBTQ, that is the initialism is lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queers, or questioning persons. You should not discriminate them in their employment, in the education, in any field of their study is concerned. So in short, what I want to say, if everyone tries to achieve the target of the social justice, including the human rights, then the day is not far away. Everybody is treated equally without any discrimination, and no community will be marginalized. So the answer to this question, we deem that it's not a palatable sight. Perhaps it lies the struggle for the social justice in the plight of the marginals, in the zeal to make the change through the individual efforts, and a community revolution. Perhaps the answer to this question sits comfortably in the ability to try. We have to try and try till we succeed, and it is only the remedy or solution to attain the social justice in the world in general and in India in particular. So these are my few things that I would like to wind it out. The meeting ends by only 5 minutes are left by this time. In the 5 minutes, I could see that if any other new person has joined, I will give the chance to them. If no one new person is joined over there, then I will give the chance to the Pankaj. Yes, I could see the Nagbhushan Garu. Do you want to say a few words? At least 2 or 3 minutes? Because only 5 minutes are left. Unmute and QB. Professor Dr. C.S. Nagbhushan, at the present Professor of Law in the Andhra University, working in the Visakhapatnam in Andhra Pradesh. Are you there? I did not see. Pankaj, you can take up, you can speak till it ends. Pankaj Kumar, you can unmute and speak till it ends.
Yes, sir. I will do the concluding. Thank you, sir, for giving me the opportunity to conclude. Here, a child is born either a boy or a girl. If there is a teaching, there is a mistake of teaching. If a boy thinks like a girl or a girl thinks like a boy, it is disorder of mind. It is completely disorder of mind, and the teaching lies there. If we groom them as they are born, this should be point number 1 to be noted. Anand,
द्राविड उत्कल बंगा
विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा
उच्छल जलधि तरंग तव शुभ नाम जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा
जन गण मंगल नायक जय हे
भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा। जय हिंद।
ख्वाब सिर्फ कश्मीर की आज़ादी के आते हैं।
Tanzania